All right. This week's podcast is sponsored by Yak Attack, yakattack.us. And Yak Attack is the leader in the kayak fishing industry who specialize in kayak rigging solutions. Anything from rod holders to camera mounts for still cameras and GoPros, light poles with the day flags and the light poles fold into the flags, and fish finder mounts and the black pack, which is a crate system, and everything attaches to the crate system. And they also have a white version of that for when you're in the heat, if you're down south. From here down south. I think the guys up north don't get as much heat as we do around here.
Oh no, man, the sun is hot.
And as kayak anglers themselves, Yak Attack is tightly integrated in the kayak fishing community and are acutely aware of what this sport needs. And it all starts with the gear track or the Mighty Mount. That goes on your boat, and everything is attached to that with this ball and this little T-bolt on the bottom.
That's the mount.
That is the mount that goes right into the track, and everything attaches to that, and you can build on from that. Then the gear tracks come in all different sizes and colors, and the screwball comes in 2 different sizes that can attach everything. You can build on all that stuff, and it's pretty awesome. Anything you need, any kind of extensions for cameras, rod holders, and any kind of position you need them in, and all this stuff is made in the USA. And we're talking about it again, but the Zuka Tube rod holder, one of the most versatile fishing rod holders on the market. Not only is it on the ball mount, and you can swivel it in any position you need to on your kayak or on a boat. What's really special about it is you can flip it over and you can have a spinning rod and a baitcaster rod. It locks it in. So it's locked in position where it's not going to get pulled out if a fish grabs onto it. It can also double as an anchor point for your parking pole, stakeout pole. You position it over the side, stick your stakeout pole through it, and it turns into just an easy way to anchor off without using the anchor and the anchor system. Just easy to stick it in the mud and the sand and lock yourself in, pull it up when you need to move, and reposition it again. Yak Attack. Awesome stuff from Yak Attack. Next month, I think we're going to be looking at I'm going to be talking about the dog bone and the extensions from that.
Okay.
Which is
the camera stuff.
The camera stuff. That's the stuff that definitely took your job.
Yeah.
The See, finally somebody who's a South Park fan.
Park fan.
Finally, I have a South Park fan here in the studio on the podcast, because Lee don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stuff.
Ticker jobs.
You like you're crazy.
I know that. Ticker jobs. Ticker all day.
What the fuck?
All day.
All right. Well, that's that.
All right, yeah, it's Yak Attack and yakattack.us. Come on, guys. Come on
Are we
in
ready?
here.
Are we ready to roll?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yep, you're in the center
center.
here. Yep, you're in the center here.
Hold on. We need to raise the seat up.
I'm not a very smart man.
Oh, my seat's starting to fall apart.
But my seat is fine.
You're good.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
It's podcast number 26. It's August 4th, 2014, and we have
Avendano.
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 My God-given name is Al Avendano. Thank you for
Avendano. Al Avendano. Avendano. And you just see him on Facebook. You link on this. He's on this link. And if you're not already friends with him, friend him up. And we got Lee. And we've all been doing some fishing this week.
Yeah, hold on. This goes out further.
Yeah, you can scoot that out some.
I'm typically the funny guy. I like to joke.
Yeah, you're in a room with a couple of them, so here we go.
Hey, talking about funny guys, where's that guy Shane at? He's hitting.
Right. Is he coming in?
He said he fished today. Oh, he asked if Shane asked if it was
was that
me and you that he saw. Yeah, it was him
Yeah.
hollering at you. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
you. It was Kevin and Joe Underwood fishing.
Yeah, it was me and Underwood out there fishing on the bridge today and getting into some spades. I seem to be the hot rod today.
Yeah?
Yeah, Underwood didn't get. He's just in the wrong pilings. You know how they move around. And another thing was they weren't tight to the pilings; they were off. So I had to during the current balance off and lean out like this and.
He doesn't have a whole lot of lean. Like he's got a barge.
I'll tell you what, man. He was using the I think the Revolution's the smaller one.
The
so he was using the smaller one out there. He's the Hobie, of course. Now, what was cool is the technique he was using actually is sticking into the eddies. It was about the same that we use. Little putt, you feel yourself kind of move a little bit and you catch it before you move.
Yeah, and he's got the control.
But he's all super connected to the rudder. I mean, he's got to know where that rudder is and feel it every time. So when I took my break when the current was running, I just sat there and watched him for a while. Just to watch his technique because honestly, with the Hobie, it's not a lot of technique. You pedal forward and you do a rudder, and that's about what you do. Right. But when you come to the pilings,
start the fishing in there or rivers.
He was working those pilings just like we would with our paddles, so that was pretty cool.
Well, the thing I've seen lately is that there's an influx of jellyfish. So how does that affect the spade fish? I mean, I know the jellyfish. I mean, once they show up, the bite pretty much dies down. So. When y'all got into the spades today, it must have been.
It's a short time when they're biting.
Right.
And when the currents are running too hard, we can't do it. But it seemed like it was at the beginning of. It was during the last part of the current when the current never slacked it. It was one of those turns.
Right.
It was one of those.
Damn you, moon! Damn you!
It turned right around and just started moving, and it was during that time that they were most active, and it was like when the current was kind of straightened out.
Right.
Of course, it took me a while to find it because I'm used to being when the current's running in the back of the eddies, and these guys were out in front.
Well, like I said, I've been fishing with the classic rockfish crew, and the places we've been fishing at. I mean, you can look straight down, and it's, hey, look, there's a 7-8 pounder right there, I mean,
I've seen it from the boat already once this year. I've seen the giant ones just swimming, but we weren't even going spade fishing that day.
It's pretty crazy, and then it's you're sheep fishing, and then next thing you know, you're like, get the light rod. Let's get some split shots out. Let's get a one-eye, J hook out and throw some clams out, and it's like Party City. And we'll catch the 2-3 pounders, but it's I mean, like I said, just fishing with that crew has been pretty awesome. I mean,
you got a big sheep last week.
You
dude,
did?
it's only a 12-2.
A good one.
Nah, I mean
the biggest one I weighed was 12.4, but I mean I don't know what I've released a lot of them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My biggest one was at that 27 incher, and I hand scaled it at 13 something. I think it was 12. It was a big boy.
I'm not one for a killer of big sheep because I want them to populate, and so I mean a 12.2. Yeah, I killed it.
Whatever.
And then next fish. It's gonna be released. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, unless I'm with somebody.
Well, the one thing about the sheepshead fishery now, it seems like it's sustaining the population as it is. We were seeing lots of babies around the rocks, and inside the inlets, a lot towards last year, and those have now probably moved out.
Yeah.
So we've had a good population. It seems to be staying. If it was the citations were dropping and people weren't catching them, I'd say put it down to two per person or whatever, but. Right. It seems to be working fine, and not everybody's really.
I mean, I kept one the other day, 22 inches.
Dude, they're delicious, dude. I hate.
Yeah,
I bust the Asian card right now. I'm gonna eat it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if it's one thing if you're just gonna catch it and then just dump it, which doesn't make sense to me. But if you're gonna catch a sheep's head, you're gonna eat it, dude. That's like one of the more delicious fish in the bay.
Spades. I keep spades.
Right.
I'm definitely.
Well,
I'm eating a lot of spades right now, so yeah. Yeah.
How many did you catch today?
I caught probably about another 10.
Oh my!
That range and caught.
That's all he's doing. Those space.
That's all I'm targeting. I'm just going out and doing that. That's all I'm doing.
So my question is, have you ever caught a sheep on a spade rig?
Lots of them.
It's called spade fish surprise.
My goodness.
Because it's hectic. Because all of a sudden you're undergunned.
Yeah,
you're immediately undergunned and shit's hectic.
So we've caught big spade fish. Ones that take you to the bottom, drag you around forever.
Right. I got a 16, and that thing was.
Oh my god!
I was shaking afterwards.
Pucker factor was
shaking.
Up there to 10.
But luckily he didn't get in. He got close to getting. He was angling. I kind of got him out and.
I hate it when you fight them for so long and then they just pull the hook.
Joe Underwood.
Joe Underwood. Finally hooks on themselves.
Joe Underwood.
They do it.
finally
They
had one
bite
today.
themselves and they pull the hook. I swear they have to pull the hook through their mouth because
Yeah,
you'll just
absolutely.
they'll just be fighting and fighting and fighting. You'll just be the thing will just be pulling you along. On the
When you
bottom,
land them,
man.
if
They're
they fought you really hard and you land them, the hook's like barely is.
Right.
Just holding on
Yeah,
neat because
I mean,
they wear themselves out.
Well, the
But
thing
Joe,
about it,
yeah.
it's like you're like hooked,
16,
you're like
biggest
fishing
one
and you're
you
like, I got this, and next thing you know, you're like, just hanging on to the foot.
yeah.
You know, the foot of your clam. I'm like, what the heck, dude? Really? Really? I'm like, Alex, you're back. I'll take some of this fish for like 100. It's just like, your rod doubles over. You're losing drag, and you're like, what the heck's going on?
The spade fish are so strong.
Yeah, I yanked the hook today because I was in front of the piling, and as soon as he hooked, he went through, and I just went, just to get I was gonna break off. There was no way for me to get around fast enough. Just to get fast, it was not even gonna happen. I just thumbed it.
It's all about the. It's like, oh my god, oh wow. You're like, what?
Well, Underwood, he fished all day hard for a larger one, trying to get in that 16-inch range, and he hooked one, fought it hard, got it to the boat, put his hand on the leader, pulled it right out.
Nice.
Tex lost a giant one like that on the video.
Yeah, on the movie, definitely.
But
I mean, all the giant ones I've lost have been just like pulling on the bottom, and they just plink.
Yeah.
And you can feel something break, and it's not the hook or the line, it's their skin. You just feel it just plink.
Just.
Well, I'm always working the trying to back off,
Oh yeah, dude! And especially if they swim away from the pilings. Off
Yeah, you're
almost
real
no
good.
drag.
Yeah,
I mean,
real super light. But the thing is, here's what's weird. I've noticed I'm using 65-pound braid on the reel that I'm using, and it doesn't come off as smooth with the drag because it's thicker, so it's getting kind of stuck in there. So I'm like having a hard time making sure it's going out smooth. It's kind of weird. So.
Here's.
But I want that 65 against
Here's
the
a little
piling.
story. I'm fishing on the classic rockfish, and me and Kevin are just steadily losing freaking spadefish after spadefish. We can't get a bite. And here's Beth. She's using her light mono, and just bailing them. So if you're not getting it on the braid, switch your spool. Go with mono.
Well, I'm using leader. I mean, I've got 30-pound fluorocarbon.
It didn't matter that day. I had light leader also.
I think it's the noise.
they're really.
But-
they're in that super they're fish that water.
I'm just
like,
saying.
I've seen them 15 feet
sometimes
down.
you just have to listen. You listen. She's like going, use the mono rod. I'm like, no. I am the mastermind
I've never
domain.
had a problem getting a
I am
bite.
a mastermind. No, we were getting bites, but they would just take your bait and just steal it, and then you're like, what am I doing?
We noticed that those are small ones, so we kind of. And what I'm doing now is just big chunks. I'm using about twice the size of chunks that I'm using.
Right.
Did you remember the first time?
Just so
we
the
were
little
out-
go bam, 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 and the big one grabs.
The
the
first
big
time
one
we started catching them, and we had like a dozen clams between three of us, and all of a sudden we're using like the like is.
The smallest,
dude, we
smallest
were
piece.
just wailing on them. When the bait ran out, it was just like sadness.
You're like, we just went to like a dozen clams, and like.
It'll happen.
It took us a while, but I mean, we
Especially
were
the babies,
catching
man.
the shit out of them.
It was cool
back
today
then.
that they were bigger. We're in that bigger size.
That's good. I mean, like I said, we saw. I
See, the charter boat guys are catching big ones every day now, so it's just a time dude, those fish. It seems like earlier in the summer where we fish in the kayaks, we get smaller ones, and as the summer gets later, we start to catch the bigger ones and bigger ones. I mean, like I said, what do we catch them up to? Like 5 pounds one time, or 6 pounds? Or something?
What I've noticed is that once the jellyfish move in, it's like.
But they're in. I mean, we're still catching them.
No.
You know what? Also, you got 1,000 tacos coming at you. When you got a steak coming at you, you're gonna go, hey, you eating tacos for weeks, and then
I
you go,
like
fucking
tacos.
steak, check it out.
I'm just saying.
I
love tacos.
Yeah, but every once in a while you want a steak, and that's what that. That's what I claim.
I'm just saying. I mean.
And speaking of the spadefish surprise, Jack Daughtry. Props to Jack Daughtry. He caught a cobia yesterday. I don't know. It looked mid upper 20-inch range on a
Cobia on
a spadefish bait on just a clam hanging
Dude,
down to a spadefish.
how awesome is that?
Dude, those
pretty
fish
good.
and the video I sent you on Facebook, the one of was it Avalon Pier? Was that the video?
I don't know.
Avalon, was it Avalon?
Wait, it was underwater. Yes.
Yeah, with all those spadefish,
Yeah.
and you saw who was leading the pack. The sheepshead are in front.
Yep.
The spadefish are all swimming behind them. If you look at that video again, the sheepshead are in front.
I need to look at that on computer because
And that's the thing about when
you can't pull it up there.
They would be slow right now. It would jack it up.
Like I said, thanks again, Classic Rockfish. Once you're looking for stuff in the water column where you're fishing either the rocks or the pilings, you look for the signs of life. I mean, once you see the signs of life, you see the spadefish.
That's what
and you see the triggers.
That's what I was trying to explain to Jay today about sheepshead fishing. Is he was like, man, I'm always glued to the bottom. I need to get off the bottom. I was like, dude,
no, you don't
I was like,
need
I
to be on the
start
bottom.
4 cranks off the bottom.
Yes. No.
2 points today. Paddling, I saw one sheepshead up top.
Right.
Okay, so that means those guys have been catching spadefish surprise up top. So
exactly.
the sheepshead are getting
Also,
wait, before you get that, also like the in the water, I'm behind the pilings. My first notification that these things are out in front, one came out and rolled up out there. I was like,
oh man, we saw
he doing?
Me and Jay seen him rolling on the top.
Yeah,
of it.
so then I went out and started getting bites, and that's when it.
I mean, as I said, that's you pay attention.
What I paid attention to is these fucking free divers diving down and killing these sheepshead left and right. These guys aren't diving to the bottom in 40 feet of water only because, have you seen that? I'm not saying that this wildlife boys can do it. The wildlife boys can do it. But most of these free diving guys around here can't swim down 40 feet because these guys, well, I mean, you have to be good. You have to be good.
Some of
these
them
guys are
they're fit, dude.
I've seen some whales out there killing the sheepshead, and they ain't, them motherfuckers ain't swimming down to 30, 40 feet to stab nothing. I promise you.
We have a buoyancy problem.
Right. Them motherfuckers, they're leveled out. Next thing you know, they're...
Cut down on these. Cut down on these.
Next thing you know, we got a suspender. Bitches in the current drifting away. These motherfuckers, man, they ain't swimming down that far. And Jay's like, I was glued to the bottom, and I was like, but and it's just a thing. I did that when I first started. And I mean, I caught a few, I caught some. And especially where we fish in shallower.
Because we come from tall, we were coming from tall.
And also, when we fish in shallower, I do fish the bottom because I mean, I just make a longer leader.
Yes,
It's 15 feet deep, and I fish with a leader that's 1.5 feet long. It's just off the bottom.
And that's a cool thing.
Generally,
that's a cool thing about fishing is that it's always learning. It's not about I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm stuck at
where I count my number of cranks.
Yes.
Where I catch my first one. Where I catch my first one. That's where I'm fishing.
Exactly.
They're in the same depth range. Yeah. Unless it's slack tide and they're just swimming up and down, and if it's slack tide, they're at the fucking top. And if it's the super hard current, they're all the way at the bottom. And you're not going to catch them at the bottom.
Once you stop like observing where people are catching them, and then you're like so stubborn to the point where no, I'm going to catch them where I'm going to catch. That's not fishing anymore. You're like, dude, you're just being automatic.
Programmed.
Yeah, you're programmed.
One of the things that was an eye opener for me with the sheepshead, where we have our pilings that we like because we know what's on the bottom. We've kind of balanced it.
Thanks for marking them. I mean, we know all your pilings.
That's not there anymore.
We know all your pilings. We know all your pilings. We know.
Yeah, but they didn't clean them or something. But when there was a bunch of kayakers out there, most of the time you're like, oh, it's fucking everybody. But these guys were on pilings that we would have never fished. They were all over the place, and they were catching. I was like, damn, look over there. Bam, he's got one over there.
Today?
No. This is, I remember a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see, because we would have never gone over there.
Well, the first time I went to the second island, man, when I went out there, of course I went out there to cobia. I think I've told you that before. I went out to cobia fish, and then the current, the wind was just a little too strong with the current. It kept me a little too far away to be really seeing what I wanted to see, you know what I mean? So I decided after this I'm going to sheepshead fish, and I literally broke one off on my first drop, got snagged reeling up on my second drop, and was like, there's a fish here, but I can't fucking fish here. I have to move. Yeah. I moved to the next pile over and caught one instantly. That's the first one Alex saw me catch.
Yeah.
I caught another one there like 5 minutes later. For 10 minutes I didn't catch anything. There was a guy that saw a cobia like a few pilings down on the other side of the bridge. He didn't catch it. So I paddled over there to look and see. I never saw it. I decided to fish that piling. I caught a sheepshead there.
Right there. It was
like, within 5 minutes.
What year was that when y'all won that tournament? It was 2 years in a row, wasn't it? When y'all when y'all
TKA or not the TKA, but
they won the club challenge last year.
Yes, and then the year before that, they
placed a lot, but no. Last year they
no. That one tournament that it was in TKA, and I did I remember I was fishing for something silly, and then y'all did all the hard stuff like the sheep's head.
Well, the only year I did it was the first year.
Okay.
So that was, you talking about that one?
I'm thinking of that one.
Yeah.
That was great. Yes.
I caught
I kayak fished one time in my life and I liked it. That was the best couple of years of my life. I had to quit because my wife heard a story about me almost drowning, and she's like, you need to get rid of the kayak. And I'm like, I never told her about the story about the shark swimming between my legs while surf fishing. So
Right.
I'm like,
I guess that's like real common.
It was 29 inches, the cobia.
and then there's the boat, and then there's the boat thing where, I might die because of a weather of a cell or something. But no. I mean, it's I remember that year when y'all did really great. Y'all came
Well, for
in
the first year,
place.
no, it wasn't first. We came in like third or something, but they weren't even giving us a shot,
Right.
basically.
I mean,
And I remember it was I caught a sheep's head.
Yes.
It was the only sheep's head I've ever killed.
Right.
Because it was for the tournament.
Yeah, for the tournament.
And it was just cool because I beat Justin Hurst.
Right.
That was like the big deal for me.
I heard he's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
he
seen what
is.
he's doing now? He's living in South Carolina, and he goes and catches, or not catches, but finds shark's teeth, like giant, like not mastodon, but
Megalodon.
megalodon shark's teeth in South Carolina.
Start
That's where
from
he
the
lives.
bottom. Now we're here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, dude, from sheep's head to shark's teeth.
Well, we were just talking
Nothing
about
wrong with
Hurst.
that. No.
They
it's
all
fine.
got teeth.
Yeah, all got. Tell me about it. But other than that, I mean, that was one of the. I hate to say this, Kev. That was one of the reasons why I got into kayak fishing. Was when I first met you. I remember meeting you up at Lighthouse Tackle. Remember?
Yep.
What was his name? What was the guy? Like, dude, the guy was such a jerk.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but he was really mean to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, really, dude, one of the tackle owners that was really
working
mean.
at a tackle shop would make you kind of mean.
I know, but dude, no, he was cool with me because I was like an Asian guy. He was like, yeah, you really want this for bait? You really eat this, right? I'm like, no, I want it for bait. I'm fishing, dude. And then you drive up you had a little small pickup truck.
Oh no, it was my Ford pickup.
The
truck.
F-150.
No, smaller. It was
No.
It was that one.
It was not the one I'm having now.
No. But
Ford.
your kayak was just hanging from the back. I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "You took the time out of your day and you started talking to me." I was like, "Dude, this guy is fucking cool as shit." I like it. They come to find out, at 6 degrees of separation, you went in the Marine Corps with one of the guys I work with, and I'm like.
No, it was Alex.
Alex,
No,
Alex.
I wasn't in the Marine Corps with him, but
No, but you're in the band.
We played music together. He was in one of my we were in
No,
we were
it wasn't.
We were a band.
It wasn't just a regular band.
No, we were bandmates for a long
Yes,
time.
but it wasn't.
He was part of my family.
It wasn't just a band. It wasn't just a regular band. It was a hardcore band. I heard the lyrics.
It was a fusion band. It was this was the fusion. No. It wasn't.
I heard the lyrics.
No, it wasn't that stuff. It wasn't that stuff. It was
like-
like Santana-esque kind of that type of stuff. The jazz fusion.
I don't know. I heard a CD there. There was a CD floating around. I might have it.
Well, that was the rock and stuff. That
Okay.
wasn't as metal as. I mean, if you want to talk, he's talking about the stuff that I was doing on my other band.
Stink fist. Slug trail or some shit.
I had a stick fist once. I liked it.
What was that shit? What was that shit called? Your band?
Stank.
Stank. These are the things you learn. Hello,
But
world.
Crab Nebula was
Crab Nebula. That was it.
That was
That was it.
That was my fusion.
See, because
I-
Nebula was a good song Incubus did too.
Mhm.
The Crab Nebula.
Yeah, we had our name before they
Oh,
kinda
right.
came out.
Yeah,
but,
no.
But what sucked is when they came out, our rock stuff sounded a lot like theirs, and we were like, oh fuck. And Alex sounds like that guy. His vocals kind of
Incubus
sound
is a
like
great band.
Yeah, but they're already there.
Right.
And here we are, like
Right,
not
sounding like
intentionally trying to sound like them, but damn sure sounding like them. And I was like, fuck. It was like
Right.
we had to change, kind of had to morph again.
Right.
And yeah, but I was towards the end of when I was getting out of that band.
But
Yeah.
other than that,
Yeah.
you've got some great
Alex-
vocals.
Oh, Alex does, not me.
It was you. No. I saw a video.
Yeah, that's the shit I sing.
That's-
I don't.
yeah.
Alex was the vocals.
Okay,
He could
okay.
sing. He can sing. That dude can actually.
Yeah,
sing.
I think that's like I said, 6 degrees.
The one
of
thing I
separation.
do can understand is if you took it halfway as serious as you take this, I know how professional at it you were.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
how
we
much you paid attention to the things that were
good.
going on around you. Like you said, the other bands, you would notice sounds. Or, dude, we can't sound like that. Or
we were good. I mean, it was just, but it was hard. We were
poor white kids.
We were almost
Nothing.
We were almost too
Nothing.
weird. We were almost too weird. Crab Nebula, we used to scare hippies, and we were trying to play to the hippies. It was, it was the hippie scene. It was the jam band scene. That was kind of what we were marketing in. It was scared the fuck out of them, dude. Because we were all
Fish haters.
We were all.
PHISH.
No, we were all like from rock or metal. So we all had a darker side to our music. When we start improvising, this shit would go like dark and kind of demented. And we had this 70s like backdrop, and the hippies were tripping.
Black
and seeing
candles.
demons coming out of it.
Yeah.
They were seeing demons coming out of our hippie shit. And we were like,
God.
damn, the hippies are getting scared of us. So then we
Brought to you by Black Nebula.
At this point, how many times have we been interrupted by like Downey at this point?
Downey.
What was the other one? What was the other?
I can't
commercial
remember,
that
but I
pops
just
up?
came up with Downey.
Yeah, it might be what they're playing. It would be funny if that's what they're playing.
But other than that,
Yeah, because we have no idea actually.
I was watching another podcast on YouTube, the same thing. I'm just watching.
I actually was it last week that I said I watched some of ours, or was it this week? No, it was. I did talk about it on last week. I listened to some of them. It's interesting. I like it.
But when we don't have that ads like that.
Yeah,
on
no.
YouTube, But yeah,
No.
on the
Well,
live stream.
the cool part is I get to see you everywhere there, Kevin. Last time I saw you was you were paddling from the Eastern Shore while we were drum fishing. I was on the classic rockfish, and I was like, anything biting? You're like, no. Biters.
Bitch, I'm about to sink. That's how it goes. Bitch, I'm about to sink.
Kevin was
motherfucker, me. I need a hookup.
Kevin was at the Smith Island. Kevin was like at Smith Island. I was like,
No, it's
hey!
Yeah.
I was like, hey! Anything biting? And you're like, no! I'm like, okay.
A lot of paddling those days.
Oh my god!
It's a lot of paddling.
No, which is cool. I mean, I've progressed. I mean, I'd say progressed, but there's
Regressed.
there's
stupid
so
like
many
fish
ways
now.
you can catch a fish nowadays, and not one way is better than the other. Like
I do have my favorites though.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's why we just kind of settled into that. at
Yeah,
this
but
point,
the thing about it is, you know what? There is no perfect way. If you're good at kayak fishing, you're that's awesome. If you're good at stand-up paddleboarding fishing, that's fucking awesome.
Dude, Jay's got his over there, Billy's got his, I paddle Billy's around, I want to catch a fish off of it.
Yeah, dude,
I have no
You know what I'm saying?
problems with that whatsoever. It looks like a cool thing.
Now
I don't know that it would be a hobby of mine. I like to be able to sit down. I like the comforts. My kayak is really comfortable to stand up in.
Yep.
I can almost walk around on it. I mean, I essentially can walk around.
When I rode the
on
Triton
it,
the other
you
day,
know.
I forgot how stable that is.
Yeah.
I haven't been riding. I was like, God, this thing is so easy. I just, it felt good.
And now with Rob Alderman with his motherboarding, with his mother
shipping. He's got it going on.
Yeah.
Dude, Rob's got his shit
together.
going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of mother shipping or fish trips, I want to talk about my fishing trip this week.
Do
because
it!
it's awesome.
Let's
We got an awesome surprise this week, man. I went out with Rick. We went out to go wreck fishing.
Rick Burley?
That's right.
Bitches.
He's sitting in his hotel room down there, up or over?
Over.
Over. It's
Where is
probably
it
not up.
Oregon?
Salt Lake City.
Okay, Salt Lake City, yes.
Salt Lake City!
It's not much
Over.
north. That's not much
No, it's like
north
over.
of here.
No, it's
it's
like
just over,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City's like Nevada, right?
But
Yep.
no.
No. Utah.
It is Utah.
Same area.
It's like Nevada, right?
Huh? It's next to Nevada.
He's out Vegas.
I am joking.
Well, all of a sudden I had to get a map in my head. The angle of Nevada,
which is like football fields of outdoor gear. So last week, the week before we wanted to go wreck fishing. I talked about this last week. I talked him into going to the bridge the night before. I mentioned it, and luckily we did because we got our asses kicked, soaking wet by 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, everything terrible that week. This week the weather was supposed to be great, and the night before it was great, and it was looking great. So we headed out to go wreck fishing, flounder fishing, and out of Virginia Beach, flounder fishing, the sea bass fishing, whatever. Yeah, out of Rudy.
The inshore wreck. Or near shore.
Near shore, whatever. Yeah, I mean, Rick drives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, within.
We did not make it to the canyon.
So how far is that?
I guess we made it. We fished the triangle, so I mean,
20 miles.
28 miles is the
30
triangles,
miles.
I guess,
Okay.
as far as we went.
Okay.
We fished some stuff inshore there too, though.
Right.
We stopped inshore, didn't get any bites. We went out to the triangles. The first wreck we stopped on at the triangles, man, Rick dropped down and caught a like a 3-pound sea bass. You know, a nice sea bass.
Yeah.
You know, it's not monstrous by any means, but
You can keep this
really,
time of year?
oh yeah, you can
Okay,
keep
yeah.
them this time of year, and that's.
Yep.
So like I said, we went sea bass and flounder fishing. I reeled my flounder bait up on the next drift and was like, if that's going to be the sea bass we catch, then
I need it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, that's going to be the sea bass
We
size.
got the
Oh,
wasabi
yeah.
and the soy sauce and the chopstick.
So down there goes the Lucanus jig. The Shimano Lucanus jig. If you don't know what they are, they're little like sea bug looking things.
Uh-huh.
and
The
then
lead head with like
Yes.
tiny baby hooks and like
looks like a
feathery
little
plastic
octopus.
things. Yeah, they're little crazy sea bug looking things. I mean, it's weird.
And you say that that's my favorite type of fishing is dude is artificial.
Yeah.
I mean anybody
Those
can.
Lucanus. So you have some
yes.
Lucanus. You like them?
I like them. I mean,
I love them, by the way. I'm such a big fan of those things.
I mean you can catch fish on live.
They will rule that they'll take out the small ones.
Yes.
The big ones
Yes.
eat those jigs first.
Yes.
The big sea bass will eat those jigs first, man.
Before the
Before the little ones.
And you're
Once
not-
you start catching the little
you're
ones
not-
on the jigs, move.
You gotta go because
You gotta
know
move
what?
or
It's-
move around on the wreck. I mean,
You've
now we
caught
different
all the big
pods of
ones.
sea
You're
bass
not
on the
baiting.
wreck.
no.
You're not
No,
baiting,
no,
right?
no, no.
Straight
it's
up
a,
jigs.
But I'm saying not tipping it with the
No, no, no. It's a painted head, like super deluxe paint
Yes.
too. They don't really wear it off. Super deluxe painted head. I mean, they're 15
Pretty.
bucks a piece.
And they're pretty.
Yeah, and they're 15 bucks a piece too.
I can go to eBay and get them for like $8.
Right.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
no. The real ones,
The new ones.
the real ones are good. The real ones are good.
And they've got the hook, the little tiny hook. So anyway, halfway down,
Double hooks, right? They got
they're the two
they got
double
the
little
huge
tiny
string.
hooks,
Yeah, yeah.
two different strings, tiny hooks, and the like regular feathers, and then two plastic paddles, so they don't get torn up as bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And so halfway down, my line just starts going like extra fast, and I'm like, what? So I start reeling. You know what I mean? Immediately, like something's bit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something's going on. I start reeling. The line is still facing down, off the right corner of the boat. Gaffer Dolphin just jumps up, and Rick looks at it, and he's like, "That thing's got your bait." It jumps up. The bait hits the water
Okay.
again. The mahi goes down. They both come up again. It throws the bait all up in the air. I mean, I'm just at this point. I'm just like watching. You know,
Wait, wait,
these hooks are so small he'll never get hooked.
He's let it loose. It hit the water. Another one hit it.
No.
Oh.
He's on it.
He's on it.
He's on it.
He's on it like
4 times.
So he missed it.
No, he took it up and just like is trying to get rid of it.
Okay. But he didn't
It's
throw
big
it.
and heavy and
He
lead
didn't.
and throws it straight up in the air. It hits the water. He grabs it. He hits the water, grabs it again, throws. I mean, just does the same thing 4
Oh.
times, and then is gone. By the time the bucktail hits the water, he's gone.
Yeah, you don't have any pressure on nothing.
Right.
Dude, I'm fishing with a trout rod.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like this.
and I'm fishing with a trout rod. The Lucanus jig is so awesome because
Yeah.
you can sea bass fish for these big sea bass in 300 feet of water because all you have to do is keep a 3-ounce sinker tight. And I was using it too.
You can
Right.
even use it for tile.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've got
Just saying,
tile fish on them. Yeah. Rick catches,
golden tiles.
and it'll rule. Rick had a big, around one of those
Right.
deep
Yeah,
wrecks.
I'm just
like
saying,
it was probably a yellow
I don't know
edge.
anything. I'm just
Rick
saying.
had probably a yellow edge hooked up
Wow,
on that.
really?
Yeah, and it just
Humongous.
pulled off the hooks eventually. Yeah, it's just crazy. But
And
yeah.
that's the thing. I mean,
So
dude,
this thing threw the jig like 3 or 4 times, 4 times up in the air. At least, you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
That's so crazy that it's dropping it and he coming back and smacking
immediately-
it. You don't think it's a separate one or anything?
No,
Like that?
I mean it looked like the exact same way. He was hot, dude.
No.
Hot on it.
That's so crazy. That's
Hot
crazy.
on it.
that's-
And when we threw the bucktail over there, nothing. So we fished that wreck. We caught a few more sea bass
Right.
that size, and then we started catching small ones. The next place we were going was 2 miles away. Rick's like, man, I got some ballyhoos. I was like, dude, at this point we got to.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
we
right.
rigged up.
They're
Rick
round.
drifted around. I caught some small sea bass. We got rigged up, and that wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? We're
Right.
like, nah, it wasn't the
No,
only.
not
Then attack some
with the
sinking
water
piece of lead.
tanks
You know what I
and-
mean?
Exactly.
The sinking
got
piece,
live
this piece
bait
of
on
lead
that.
is just dropping straight, and he decided to fucking go after it.
Yeah, not
so
one.
yeah, this is not. He's not by himself out here.
So
We circled that wreck like 3 or 4 times and nothing. We got to the next wreck and went to make a circle around it, a right-hand turn, and Rick looks over in astonishment, looks over the corner of his eye, he's like, Lee,
Bam.
we got one. There's one jumping up. That one pulled off the hook about halfway in.
Right.
But at this point, that's the second one we've seen, and we've been trolling for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? We saw one on my sea bass bait.
We're trolling them. They're about what? How deep are they going? The baits?
No, ballyhoos are swimming right on top.
On top.
And I talked Rick into letting me put out one of those Rapala plugs that we put out for kingfish and
Just a regular
cobia fishing inside.
Right.
What is that?
Right.
Not a stretch looking thing.
It's a
right?
stretch looking thing, exactly. I got it right here.
Thin lip on it or something, so it doesn't go
They're
deep.
metal.
Time out.
It doesn't go deep on it.
Yeah,
Or it's got a little wide.
Yeah, they go 18 feet or so.
Okay. Yeah.
It was the blue version. The blue version of this one.
Yeah.
And it is
But what I'm saying is-
mauled on the side.
The stretches have big wide.
Yeah, no, this is
So-
a metal bill. This thing you can pull. They say you can pull these things at 10 knots.
Right. That and it doesn't go as deep as a 25 feet. It goes, what do you say, 15 feet or something like that.
This one is a medium one. This one will go like 18. They make a bigger, a skinny. It's got a little skinnier body. It's a little longer.
To go faster.
The bill is a little deeper, and it goes deeper.
But it also with the thinness of it makes it go.
Oh yeah,
go
these things
fast.
can go fast, man. They can, like I said, these are.
You can catch a wahoo with that.
Well,
Yeah, 10 knots. These are 10 knot lures.
When we
10
have
knots.
to stupid troll for striper off the ocean front, I use that.
These
like
are
it.
nicer than stretches. The
Yeah.
bill is not.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt me.
So I talked Rick into putting one of those out because we don't have teasers.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 ballyhoos. We could put 4 ballyhoos out. I'm like, why don't we put something underneath the surface?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it teased anything up or at all. You know, the first we got that one bite. I pulled it off. As soon as we set our baits back out and got moving again, we got 2 hits. I caught that one. It was like 5 or 6 pound bailer. You know, we pull it right in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Got trolling again. Had 2 more bites. One of them just bit off behind the hook. The next one hooked up. It was like a 12-pound gaffer.
Nice.
Do dolphin have teeth?
Little like
They're like
Bluefish teeth, maybe?
no. They're like red rum.
red,
rat.
They got,
except it's one row of like red
Yeah.
drum teeth, a little closer. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
they're I wouldn't lip them.
Next time at the cleaning table, if you guys have, I need to
Yeah.
look at
yeah, it was like a 10-12 pounder. We caught the first one.
I want to bring you to my dinner table when you catch one.
That's right. You cook them with the heads on and everything.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Eyeballs.
The last trip I went with
Stop sticks
Shane
with
and
the eyeballs.
Beth on a offshore trip. We caught like a little 2-3 pound gaffer. Oh my gosh! I brought the wasabi. I brought the soy sauce.
Yeah, hell yeah!
And
I've eaten wahoo on the boat before.
Dude,
Wahoo's the best raw
it's-
anyway.
It's nothing like eating something at a sushi restaurant. You catch something raw, and then you can still feel the flesh pulsating in your mouth. It's like Jesus.
Huh?
It's
I
like
did
butter.
that today.
Did you?
Yeah. When I bleed the
spades?
the spades,
Right.
and I accidentally pulled the heart out of one.
Right. Ah, dude.
No,
Yeah, guess
it was
what?
weird. No taste, just a real cartilagey tasting.
Right.
You know, it's just
right.
kind of.
Stop it!
You went.
wrong with you?
You
It
went.
was there.
You went.
It was there.
Indiana
It was pumping.
Jones.
It
You
was
went
there.
Indiana Jones.
It was
on us.
Ozzy.
It was
Ozzy
Ozzy
Osbourne,
I was
motherfucker.
pumping, and I go, Bizarre Foods, and I'm like, he needs these things
Ozzy
all the
Osbourne,
time.
that
He's
motherfucker.
an Andrew Zimmerman on this shit.
I got video of it. I mean,
Oh, dude, I can't wait to see it. He just ate a freaking heart.
I didn't eat
dude.
the whole thing. I just kind of
So-
did about half of it.
No, that's the funny thing you say about hearts. We were on me and Neil
This shit is hilarious.
and the Asian connection.
Here
was
we
on-
go.
Yes, Neil,
in TKG.
and TKC. You hear this? Yeah. We were on a trip last year, and there was a vegetarian on board, and he caught his first yellowfin tuna. And Neil was like, you know what the tradition is? You catch your first tuna. You
Jason Parsons from fucking. This dude's in Florida.
Right.
Who's gonna win Master Chef?
I saw that. I'm like, not me. So this dude just catches his first yellowfin tuna, and Neil goes, "You have to eat the heart." And he's a vegetarian, and he's going, I can't
he's
do
in
that.
No, maybe he's up here. Yeah, he's up here. Never mind.
So
I
he
thought it
goes,
was somebody else.
I don't think I can do that. I'm a vegetarian. Like Neil's like, don't be a pussy. You gotta eat
Right.
the heart, dude. Guess what? fucking just follow that shit, man.
Ah.
Hey, Blackie, that story's for you, dude. his nickname was Blackie. Don't ask.
It was weird. It didn't have any taste. It didn't have any taste. It was
Ah.
really tasteless, and it wasn't even salty or
It's
anything like
maybe
that.
a 50, 60 pound yellowfin tuna, so it might have a little taste, just a little bit.
Yeah, imagine that was just half of that.
But no, I'm
16
saying, I mean,
inch,
spadefish.
It was just weird. It was just like, it was had it, and I was like,
Dude,
and then,
you went pure Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with bizarre food. It's all good.
well, dude, I eat slocum off of crabs.
Dude, that's the mustard.
That's
man.
what I'm.
That's
And I got it from
best
him.
part.
I got it from him because he would always eat either crayfish or some kind of
Right.
crab, and he would always eat the head
Yeah.
fat.
Dude.
And
Right.
that's what
it is. That's what it is.
And
Yeah.
I cooked some females one time, and I just peeled it off, and the shit was amazing.
It's amazing.
That's why the dogs eat it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So we caught that one gaffer.
Oh yeah.
That trip.
We went on a
We're
tangent.
good.
We went on a tangent.
That's
here.
right.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. So we caught that one gaffer there. We trolled around that wreck for a while, and didn't catch anything else.
No, you not on that, but on the ballyhoo. That's what that one.
That one hit the ballyhoo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Slammed it way out. All of those were on ballyhoo. Nothing's hit the plug yet. But I still think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, always.
Well, yeah,
if I'm
on top
not
of
if
fun.
I'm not marlin bill fishing, I want something under the surface anyway.
Yeah.
Always. Just
Especially that.
because
that
when
thing
you're
is-
bill fishing, you got something under the surface too. You got a dredge down there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Under the surface, there's baits above it. That's it's if nothing else, a teaser.
I don't want to trump you on that story there, Lee, but we were offshore, like 60, 70 miles offshore, no electronics, and we're trolling. And that one picture on Facebook where I'm holding the mahi,
Yeah.
we had no electronics. It hit, dude. We went old school. We were following a boat and following the sun and doing whatever. Dude, we had two mahi on. Shane caught one. Actually, Shane hand-lined one, and I reeled the other one in naturally. You hear that, Shane? You get thrown under the bus. No, and then, dude, freaking reel it in.
Shane's
and
not
like,
here. Shane, we tried to get sneak Shane in here. Actually,
dude, no, Shane had to go fish today and didn't want to come over here while he was smelling. So Shane, you're getting thrown under the bus. Shane had a hand line one
I took a
in.
shower before I came here, so I was pretty smelly when I got home.
I didn't shower at all. I don't shower for a week. But I'm saying is, but so no, Shane hand lined one in. I reeled one in, and that's Beth took that awesome picture of me just like a shotgun. And dude, that was like the purest form of fishing. We were just using our natural ability. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
dude, this was.
the electronics. We had no electronics. We
Yeah,
had
like I said,
no
I
electronics.
mean,
You
you've
wouldn't
heard
have
of
known
mahi being. We've heard of it, but
But
to
you
be
wouldn't-
concentrated, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
that thing
Well,
attacked my sea bass bait, and we were like,
If that
we
didn't
got
happen,
to.
if that didn't happen, you
We would have
probably
never
Yeah,
put the
never
ballyhoos
put
out
it
that
out.
day.
Right.
We would have never put the ballyhoo.
Right.
We were we were catching fish on the wreck.
Right.
So like I said, we stopped. We trolled around for a while, didn't get any more bites around that wreck. Would venture out further and back around it, and venture out further and back around it, and nothing. So we fished that wreck. We got some more sea bass. We caught our 2 flounder that both the flounder we caught were keeper.
Let's
Dude,
eat.
offshore flounder are so awesome looking. They're the same color brown, except
Right.
the water is super clear and blue. So it's just like a crazy contrast, dude. When you get them coming up, it's awesome looking.
So when you see it coming up, it's like,
Oh
dude,
yeah, it's just cool as shit. I mean, they
Get the
were
fuck
not
in
big.
there.
Well,
Get
they
the
weren't
fuck
big
in
ones.
there.
They were 18 inchers.
Ah,
Man.
yeah.
We caught 2 18 inchers. We didn't catch the big ones.
I'd eat that.
We kept
Yeah.
them. But at that point, we had some sea bass. We had some mahi in the cooler. Dude, what can we put in here?
Exactly.
What can we catch?
You just traveled 2 hours, and you know what? And you're like, you're at the motherland. You got to eat. I mean, dude.
So
this
yeah, the next wreck is like 9 miles or 8
Yeah.
miles away or something. So we were like, we had ventured out of the triangles. You know what I mean? At that point, the next wreck is like 8 miles away or something. So we drove over there.
Yeah.
Just drove, sped over there.
I got fuel.
Started fishing for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And
Is this trolling or what do you?
No,
wreck
fishing for wreck
Oh, you're
fishing.
wreck fishing again.
And then Rick kind of looks at me, and I'm thinking the same thing at the same time. Rick's like, "What the fuck are we doing, man? Why don't we just drive around, play some music, and catch some mahi?" And I was like, "Dude, I was thinking the exact same thing." So out we go again. We re-rig with the ballyhoos. No outriggers, dog. No outriggers, dog. We got 3 ballyhoo off the back.
Nice.
We got 3 ballyhoo off the back and and put the plug back out. We trolled around for like an hour. No bites.
No bites.
Damn.
No bites. Nothing. Got directly over top of a wreck again.
Yeah.
Wham!
Dude.
That plug goes crazy. Rick just
one
looks
that
at
time.
the plug
Yeah.
gets
The plug,
nailed.
Yeah.
And Rick looks at me and he's like, "That's your plug, man." Get it." So I was driving. And so I walk over and get the plug, and Rick goes to grab, and all of a sudden, the flat line, the boat bait closest,
Yeah.
wham!
Again.
At that time, the plug is jumping through the air with a mahi strapped to it, a big gaffer, 15,
Nice.
16,
Nice.
15, 16, 17 pound gaffer,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Nice gaffer hooked up to it. His bait is going crazy with a gaffer hooked up to it. It was two of us on the boat, and we both got gaffers hooked up. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I tried to land Rick's by putting mine on the rod holder a few times, but it was just haul ass again. Because my fishing, we never took the boat out of gear.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
You can't.
No, we
You
never
got
took
too
the
much
boat out of
stuff
gear. We
going
kept
on.
going. You put the motor straight and the boat in forward.
Right.
Right.
And here we go, idling forward. So my fish gets to where it's like, it's got this big ass plug. Like, it's hooked next to the next, it's hooked like, the hook has come out of its mouth
Right.
and like grabbed
And his
like the top
face.
of his face.
Yeah.
And he's really hooked like
His
right
head.
right behind his head
Yeah.
at his dorsal fin.
Oh,
I mean, really.
true,
He's,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not coming
got
out.
he's got these two.
Yeah.
Or two, it's one of the ones with two,
Yeah.
not three.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the size up from this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got the two, and both of them are just plugged through. I mean, he's on the gaff already.
Yeah.
And I've seen this while he's jumping.
Yeah.
So
Well, it was good because it wasn't flapping. It
yeah,
was
no,
stuck to it.
yeah. And so I see him and his tail out of the water, and normally you see the mahi with their tail out of the water and the line go in the water in front
Right.
because their tail's swimming.
Right.
Well, I got him and his tail out of the water and the plug sticking out of the water. I'm like, he's hooked up good.
Yeah.
Just cruising, because we're cruising, and I'm not applying any pressure, so he's just
Right.
cruising.
Yeah.
So I go to try and land Rick's a couple times. He tore the friggin' swivel out of my hand one time. These things are just so strong,
dude,
man.
they are.
This is super light tackle too. I mean, we don't have
No
the-
50s.
No,
it's
hell
probably
no.
like
These are
15 TLDs.
they're what is they're Torsas maybe or something?
Torsus.
No, they're not.
But they're not.
Star Drags.
Yeah.
They're Star Drags. We got them on Star Drags, and mine is a lever drag Saltist, my tog setup.
Right.
That I'm pulling the plug on my tog setup
Your
here.
tog setup is catching gaffer mahi.
That's right.
Balls to the wall, dude. You can't beat that,
Well, no, I mean, I
dude.
tog fish with the super. I'm gonna get a lighter rod this year.
Right.
But I fish with that extra heavy because I've had it for a long time. I really like it. I'm gonna get a lighter action one because I've seen what.
What kind of
they
rod?
can do.
What kind of rod are you?
It's a
fishing?
Travala, extra heavy.
You can use
Yeah.
10 ounces for.
Right.
I can drop 10, 12, 14. That's what I mean, I can take it tog fishing anywhere from the small boat channel to the fucking.
Where?
I fish with Ken, and we fish at 130 feet sometimes.
Yes, we've seen your
130
tog,
feet
man.
sometimes.
We've seen your tog, Lee. Oh my god. And you're fishing the same setup for mahi. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I mean, it was just what we had on the
Yeah,
boat.
I
You know,
did.
it was either that or put
Rick
one of
fish.
the spinning rods out with the plug on it because we already had the ballyhoo rods rigged
Right,
up.
right.
The spinning rod would handle the ballyhoo, no problem.
Right.
But that would
But-
have been a little rougher.
Right.
Oh, I mean, it would bow it over,
Yeah.
but I mean, it could take it.
Right.
Dude, that thing hit this thing with a vengeance. I mean, when it hit that plug, Rick's eyes just lit up. He was like, "That's your plug,
That's your
dude."
plug, dude.
I don't know if the whole day, if it was. I mean, we got some stray marks and while we were wreck fishing and while we were trolling or whatever. Even when we weren't hooking shit, we would get stray marks in the middle of the water column.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And also, we had some ballyhoo that were bit off behind the hooks. Whether we had some bonitas come through or some
Right.
kings come
Right,
through,
right,
some
right.
small kings.
Right.
Because they're not going to do that.
No.
Mahi ain't going to do that.
No.
No, you would have got it. It would have slammed the rod.
Yeah.
We'd have heard the clicker. I mean, and the mahi just come right back at it too.
Right. No.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah,
you don't have to slow down.
No, you don't have
Right
to.
back.
You know exactly. They're so ravenous. They were like.
But they're going to cut it. They're not going to cut the bait.
You would know.
Right.
If this was a cut.
No.
Yes, you would know.
Yeah.
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 Refills.
Refills. We got refills. Dude, this is the best party I've been to in a long time. Just saying.
I got you.
You got me. Cool. But other than that, I mean, like I said, dude, Lee, that's freaking mahi fishing is crazy.
Dude, it was like I said, man. It was something we had baits in, and actually the whole day, once we caught those mahi, the whole day we're staring at the baits like we're white marlin fishing because we were waiting for a sailfish. We're in there like, Rick says he's seen them jump in there.
The potential for y'all to catch anything trolling at that point. I mean, you got the baits that could catch anything out there.
75-degree water.
Yeah.
It's blue and crystal clear, and there was baits and flying fish. So
like you said, it could be
sargassum, not a lot of sargassum at all, but you could tell you weren't far because every now and then you would come across like a foot piece. Mm-hmm. And not every 50 yards or so you would just come across a piece. If you got on a line, you would just come across a little piece.
Yeah.
And you could see all the little minnows and stuff. So, and no mahi or anything. It was not big enough to attract anything. But when you went by it, man, you could see the little minnows swimming underneath of it or whatever. No. I did see a bag out there that I was like, Rick, we were watching this thing.
We're watching this thing. So what do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts of the mother shipping thing?
No, it's cool. It's cool. The reason I don't do it because it costs a lot.
Right.
And that's right. And that's like the Rick the other day was surprised that I was saying I would go on trips. Yeah, if I'm not paying for it, I'd
those charter trips are ridiculous.
I'd do anything if I don't have to pay for it.
You were really busy when we did the tuna trips. They were when we went on the big tuna, that was cheap. It was $100. And you
still it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
We
filled the fucking kayaks with blackfin tuna one day.
Right. Like I said, that's just I would love to see more, dude. I love seeing kayaks going for the sleigh ride. I've done it one time with the drum I caught on the Eastern Shore.
Dude, I took Blake out one time. Blake Hayden? Yeah. One time.
Right.
That year it was 07, I think. I think it was 07 when we caught him off Sandbridge. Maybe it was 08. Anyway, I finally caught my one off the pier, and it was so slow on the pier, but people in the boats were catching them, and I was like, so I called Kevin when I caught my one off the pier. I was like, I got my one, man. Let's go tomorrow.
Right.
We went out the next day, and he caught two. I caught one.
Right.
2 days later, the weather was nice again. I called Blake, and I was like, dude, meet me at Sandbridge in the morning, dude. I got 2 kayaks.
Paddle out.
Paddle
out, yo.
Blake's 1 for 1 with the kayak, yo. He went out, caught 2 drum, lost 1, and I caught 1. And we fucking turned around and came home.
That's good. That's good. Next time I see Blake, I'm like, Blake
was like, dude, that's Blake's kayak fishing experience. He went out once and he caught 2.
Yeah.
And lost 1. I mean, it was.
That's the cool thing about fishing. It's like, dude, you just.
We got drag off. I mean, it was on anchor, but you could see him just swing. And
you don't ever.
He's one of those folks. You could get newbies.
No, Blake gets pissed off.
You don't just drop you don't tell people just to drop the anchor anyway.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. I can see Blake going, what the what?
We didn't have to paddle that far. It was just they were out of casting range for the pier.
Yeah.
That was that year
and it seemed like that was our ticket that year when we found them like that. It was just we would go down a little bit or out just a little bit off that.
Where we started seeing bait go by because the bait wasn't going by the pier. As soon as we started seeing bait go by, we just drop our anchors.
Man, that one year, I don't know why I had a menhaden down live as fuck down there just moving around. I was following behind the big pods of bait, big pods of menhaden. I was certain I was going to have a drum behind it and nothing. We were just cruising behind.
That was the day Zach lost one around nothing.
Yeah.
Zach had one around nothing that day, and me and you followed bait around all day.
Yep. Perfect.
Spike northeast wind off Sandbridge Pier. I mean, 4 miles an hour out of northeast. You know what I mean? Just. Yeah.
Perfect day on the kayak. It's perfect day fishing on the beach. Perfect day fishing on the pier. That's all you need.
Yeah, today was good. This morning was good before the.
If you're beach fishing and you don't have the wind in your face, you're
probably
you're
gonna get bit by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Black flies.
You don't want a lot, but if you want that wind in your face, like I said, the fish bite with a little chop on the water.
Right.
Yeah. They don't.
Talking about beach fishing, I think special props to people that that introduced me to. Dude, it's 15
That's
years.
where I met it. Well, I met him on the pier.
Yeah, 15 years. Almost today, to this day. Mark Bucket, aka the Bucket. The Bucket. Dude, took me out to Ocracoke. This funny story. I go meet up with him, and we're gonna drive down to Ocracoke, and he's like, "Okay, let's go." I got all my surf gear. I talked to his wife. I was like, dude, is your husband a serial murderer? I met this dude on the internet. I'm like, dude, who does this?
How long have you been surf fishing?
Dude, I was surf fishing for like a good 5 years.
Okay, at that point when
that's all I knew. I mean, dude, it was simple. It was pure. It was quick. Mm-hmm. It was, it was pretty much. I mean, I didn't have a boat, so I surf fished. and then that evolved. I mean, then I did a little pier fishing, and like I said, all the forms of fishing to me is like, dude, whatever you have to do to get your fix, do it. There's no right or wrong way.
Yeah.
And that's to me. Once you start saying that this is the right way, this is the wrong way, this is how you do it, this is how you're not supposed to do it, that's not fishing anymore. That's not fun.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I from surf fishing, I kind of like got with people that boat fish. I started with the charters, made friends via the charter. Jake Hiles, that's you, dude. I fished with Jake on the Matador a couple of times. Fished with Jimmy on the Tattoo a couple of times,
right.
And that pretty much said, you know what? I met people, and then
This is after you've already surf fished for a while.
yes. I learned my knot. Dude, the thing about surf fishing is you learn your knots.
Yeah.
Once you lose a big fish on the surf,
I broke my first drum. My first drum bite over here, I broke off.
once you learn your knots, once you learn your knots,
Shot not gone.
once you learn your knots, and you like I said, you don't need a mate. You don't need a mate. I mean, yes, a mate's gonna grab your fish and stuff, but the thing about fishing is like learn your knots, learn the hook sizes you need, learn the tackle you need, and then boom. It just makes everything so much easier because now you don't have to worry about somebody taking care of you, and that's the thing. It's when you're fishing, you want to be sort of independent.
Yeah.
You want to be dude, this is my domain. So as much as these people like who's this guy, like, dude, I've been fishing for like 15 years, and that pretty much that fuels me. I mean, as much as other things I do, I love running. As much as you like yoga,
Yeah.
I mean, the running can only fulfill so much of my life.
Well, that's what it's see, you're when you run and stuff, you put your tracks up there and stuff like that.
Right.
And,
Kevin, I mean, like I said, it's it's fulfilling because I do a lot. I mean, I just don't run and nothing goes in my mind. I think of what could I have done to make my fishing trip a lot better. What could I have done to made my experience a lot better. And that's fishing. I mean, you got to definitely. I mean, it's not. You're not faced with the same conditions every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start thinking, oh, what did the wind have to do with my fishing? What did the current have to do with my fishing? What did the moon phase have to do with my fishing?
Well, like today, like finding them out away from where they usually are at that certain amount of time.
Right.
It was kind of a little bit different thing, but
right.
Being able to see that and go, okay, adjust and get there.
Dude, that's the thing, man. I mean, that's the thing about fishing is that you have to think on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
you gotta be concentrating. Like I started talking to Underwood about something, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop talking to him because he's missing bites because I'm yapping at him.
Exactly. I mean, and you got to think outside the box, and that's the thing that I feel so special about is that I've surrounded myself with people that. I mean, you got you and Lee, or you Kevin Lee. You guys are good friends, So it's one of those things. Like I read your reports, I'm like, dude, okay, this is how they were biting a day. And what do? I look at the weather. I look at what the tides that you were fishing.
People don't do that. They don't want to fish it, man.
Exactly. It's like, dude. They're like, oh, they caught fish. I got a double bottom rig. They'd
rather blow your inbox up on Facebook.
No,
they'd rather blow your Facebook inbox up on what you catch them.
If you're really into this sport, you will like invest in the knowledge and not just.
Well, that's what it takes to go to that level in this sport. If you
can learn so much from home nowadays. I mean, you can't be technically sound from home, but you can
also have
learn
to go
so
out.
much.
This is one thing you have to.
It's one thing that you can read. You can watch a video on YouTube like tonight and say, "Oh, dude, this guy's freaking crazy. Who the hell is this guy?" Dude, it's one thing you can do that versus you're out there experiencing, dude, the water in your face, the freaking current pulling you around, and dude, I think I should go to a 10 ounce because my shit is just dragging. You know, it's those things that, you know, that make you an angler. You can be a fisherman all you want to, but once you embrace the part that makes you a better fisherman,
I think it's also I saw it. I can see it with people when they start their thoughts change.
Yes.
It's not so much you're out there and you're just fishing,
Yeah.
but when you start to become, you're thinking like the fish, and you start getting into the psychology of a fucking fish.
right. That's what makes us crazy. It was just awesome.
But that's the level you have to get
exactly.
to if you want to get to that higher level of fishing when you're
exactly.
Yeah, you can start to feel stuff.
Right.
You have that sense of that stuff at that point.
And you know and that's the thing with me is that, you know, I mean, I try to surround myself with people that are good, because you know what, that's influence. That's somebody, you know, a lot of my friends, they'll joke on my post, they'll just freaking egg you on, and you know what, that egging you on is like, dude, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you I'm a lot better fisherman than you are. And you know what, and then you post that picture, you're like, told you so. But other than that, I mean, you know, I mean, it's one of those situations where, you know, you gotta take you got to take your I call it humble pie. It's like, dude, be humble about it, because you know what, you did all that work, but you know what, it was also a combination of you being there at a time and you observing and you recording it. I mean, you can you know, just show up at a spot and the shit's biting, and then boom, I'm a hero. Next day,
you come back out of the same shit.
The same spot.
Here they are, folks.
Nothing.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
There they were.
Exactly.
They were here.
Exactly. And so, I mean, you take all your facts and you cumulate it to a theory, and then use that theory next time you go out. Dude, there's so many different variables.
Einsteining.
So many different variables. Shit changes daily. So, I mean, that's me. Sorry.
No.
That's my OCD. That's my OCD.
No, I mean, we pay a lot of attention.
That's you being a fisherman, dude.
Yeah, I pay a lot.
6 years I did fishing logs.
I can go back to ponds and tell you exactly what I caught off of fucking stumps, man, from back when I was a kid. I could go back to ponds right now and be like, yeah, man, I caught fish this size here. One morning, you know what I mean? I just, like, and I never wrote a log. I probably should have, because I paid attention to the water temperatures and all that shit, but I just, dude, I have a mental storage of a whole lot of shit.
That's right. But the whole thing was the fishing log. I wanted to be able to go back to it.
Right.
And the whole thing was, by 5 years of doing this, or 6 years, I want to be able to go, red drum over there. Taste the water.
Dude, that's the
flounder
thing, dude.
Close. Flounder are close.
People don't understand that when you can like there's fish here. Like, how do you know?
But that's
It's because I know.
What's hilarious?
know.
What's hilarious when I said that when I first started doing the logs is that's kind of an exaggeration. But what's funny is it's fucking happening.
Exactly. Like, you don't believe me?
I go out and smell reds now. I smell
it's like,
fucking reds.
Dude, that's the funny part is that you can okay, that's bluefish. We don't want to fish here. 'Cause you can smell bluefish.
Yes.
And nobody understands that. Like, yeah, that's menhaden. You know what? Under menhaden, it's probably bluefish. 'Cause I don't see any reds. I don't see any cobia. It's crazy. And it takes a lot for a person to understand that.
It takes, you have to be in it for a long time. You gotta want to be able to understand.
You have to want to learn.
And understand.
Things about this, you have to want to learn.
Not
and
just learn, but
it.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, you get people like they're so impatient, dude. You're fishing, dude. There's no patience. You got to put your time in, and people the new people coming in don't understand that. You know, they're like, oh no, I know.
No, bro.
No, bro. I caught this last week, dude. You're a one-hit.
You won't do it again.
You're a one-hit wonder, dude. You're only as good as the last fish you caught, and that's.
I've caught one.
One what?
Decent sized gray trout my entire life. One. It was 12 pounds and 4 ounces. That is the one I've ever caught.
Yeah.
Hey,
the biggest one I ever caught besides that was probably 2.5. Maybe.
14.
Maybe.
Hey, Lee, this
2.5
is the funny part. This, 10 years ago, we were at Willoughby Spit. We were bailing gray trout.
Right.
And you threw back 5-pounders just
Right.
because.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what you were saying. I was just saying, like one hit, one dude. I've caught one gray trout decent in my entire life, and it was 12 pounds.
And that's the thing. You can't dwell on what you just caught.
Right.
You
There aren't any more of
want to
those.
perfect.
You could go back to that piling and throw at that
Yes.
piling off the rocks at Rudy every day. Go out there. It's literally stand on the rocks at Rudy and cast to that piling farthest away on the bridge.
Chicks Beach.
That's where it was.
It'd be
You
different
do
if
it
you
every
had a
day.
fishery route that then you probably become a great trout
Right,
fisherman.
right.
Because that first big great trout you would have probably gotten really
Dude,
into
I
it.
saw, like I said, and I've done this on the podcast, so I won't do it again. But when I saw that drum at Sandbridge, and I looked at it, and it was like, that's me. That's me. I'm catching that.
Yeah. Right.
Next year, I was rigged up. I had my shit on the 1st of September. I was on the end of that motherfucker with some spot I bought from the grocery store.
And that's the funny part. I don't catch something off the beach for dude. My spring drum season this year is screwed. The people you know the guys I go with from Jersey. You've seen them before.
Yeah.
His wife was ill. Hey, there, Captain Jimmy. Just give him a shout out to you. His wife was very ill, and we couldn't do any spring drum this year. So
This is guy. Yeah, he goes out to the islands.
he goes to the islands and we'll surf fish, strictly surf fish.
Yeah.
Captain Jimmy has a little seasickness.
That's
so,
cool as shit.
So
You know, I mean, I want to. I want to catch one. I've never caught one in the spring.
Oh
on
my
the long
God.
ride. I've caught them in the fall of the long ride almost every year.
Spring, dude, you don't even cast far. I'm a bad caster. Everybody knows
Yeah,
that.
I'm not great.
Those inlets up there are so natural and awesome, and they're small. That's the thing is there's one there's the shoal you can cast to it. I mean,
Right.
it's across the channel and
Right.
boom, there's another shoal right there. It's 100 yards at the most.
No, there's you got
100 yards
you
is a
got
good cast.
you got
300 feet's a good cast.
you got ship shoals. You got I don't give out the secrets, but ship shoals is
No, there's not a lot of secrets. Everybody
It's the
knows
islands of-
Right,
every one of the
You wanna go
every
north.
one of those inlets up there. At some point of the year, you can catch something at.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's
Like I
right.
said, you got to learn how to read the beach, and like I said, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Once you learn how to read the beach and you look for your sloughs, look for your
When
deep
they
water.
closed the refuge this year, because we found a good spot at the refuge this year, and I broke one off. The next day, the refuge was closed. We went searching on the beach. We found a slough. We started fishing it. It was actually the same slough that Andrew K found.
Right.
With Alex Field.
Alex
Andrew
Field.
K and Alex K were fishing in the same area. We fished like opposite schedules though. They came later in the evening. They started catching fish at low tide, and I lost my fish at low tide on the refuge. So it was like I was meeting Rick right after work and going, and it was not low tide, dead low tide. But Wednesday came along, and that's my Friday.
Right.
And so I called Rick, and I was like, man, I think low tide's late at night tonight, man. I think I'm going to just go home, take a nap, get up, and I'm going to go down there by myself late tonight. I mean, you're welcome to come down, whatever. But I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to fish tonight. You know what I mean? During low tide. So low tide was at like 12:30. I think it was. It was 12:30, 12:40 low tide. And I got set up at like 9:40. Between 9:40 and midnight... Well, between 9:40 and 11:30, I caught 4 baby sharks. 4 little biters.
Yeah.
At midnight, the rod went off, and I knew exactly what it was.
I'll take to that.
It was low tide.
Yes.
The rod just started screaming, and I was like, "That's it.
That's a fish.
That's it." All I had to do was wait them out. Low tide. I just had to be there at low tide.
Yeah. That's when they had swept through.
That was
before.
all for days before.
Right,
They
right,
caught one
right.
every night. Not
that point.
many. 1 or 2 every night at low tide.
Hey, talking about that, mad props to Bill Kennedy. Bill Kennedy gives me a lot of intel.
Bill is the man. He taught me how to cast.
Yeah,
Bill and Slack taught me how to
Kennedy
cast.
gives me. He's my inspiration. I mean, him and Angel. So just
Oh,
before we end this podcast, I just want to make sure
Angel.
that these guys get some props because, dude.
I don't even know how to pronounce Angel's last name.
It's
I would.
V.
Bilal Pando.
Yeah.
Hello, Pando.
Not nowhere close to mine.
Via Pando?
Yeah,
Something.
It starts with a V.
Yeah.
So, but other than that,
And it's got Pando.
Avendano.
He's looking at
That's the
Dude, this is like the funnest I've had in a long time, guys.
We have fun.
Yeah.
This is
fun.
awesome.
How long are we on here?
Hour 6.
Oh, we still got 20-something minutes.
20-something
If you want to
minutes.
go to, we don't have to go.
Yeah, we
go that
can
far.
stop it whenever.
Go. Stop at an hour and a half because it's for HD video. This is the maximum one I can put on
Right.
YouTube.
No, it's all good. I mean, dude.
Otherwise, he has to make it download on the internet
Smaller
twice.
or
I have a weird feeling we're getting tacos tonight. Let's order some tacos. Shit, I love tacos. But other than
delivers tacos around here.
no, I'll go drive.
We got Speedy's hot sauce for the tacos.
Speedy's hot sauce. And we're gonna do a shout out to Speedy's.
Jimmy was hilarious. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
That
It's
was-
supposed to have another flavor coming out.
Yeah, I saw him making it.
Yeah.
He's got the labels and everything. I mean, it's
Yeah.
in boxes and cases.
So what
I don't
is
know
up?
it is.
When are they gonna open up Speedy's again? I mean, let's talk about pho.
I don't know, man. They closed.
What is
That
up?
was my favorite, though.
Yeah, dude.
It was my favorite.
Dude, that was my favorite.
Tower Drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
What up with
They
that?
stopped making Speedy's tacos there, and it was a
Dude,
pho
their
place.
tacos were the shit, dude.
Their pho was really
no,
good.
no, their pho was good.
Is it still Speedies?
No, it was called
But everybody still calls it
No, it was
Speedies, so-
called. No, it was Speedy's.
It had
Pho,
Speedy's on top.
It was some
Yeah,
crazy
shit.
freaking Vietnamese
Yeah.
craziness.
They had all kinds of shit, man.
Yes, dude.
Everything.
The pho.
You could give
the
a
taco-
euro.
Yes, you could order a euro at a Vietnamese taco joint.
They had them.
Dude, no, their subs were the
All I ever had with it was the pho.
Oh, jeez.
It's off.
No, no, dude. Yeah, let's talk about pho right now, dude. That's the best meal to eat after striper fishing. If it's
time.
really cold.
Dude, I'll stop after paddling along.
Yeah, oh
dude, I
God.
love
Dude,
it,
oh my
dude.
God.
Hot soup.
Oh my god! You see
Oh
see
God.
my pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I will just devour a bowl of pho. I have a pho partner. I am not going to say who it is, but they know who I'm talking about. We'll get pho like at least like 2-3 times a month, and I don't eat pho in the summer. I did it this year like twice already.
Yeah, I
It was
haven't. I don't mess
great.
with it when it's hot out.
Dude, when it's hot,
That's like I can't eat a salad in the wintertime. It's the same thing. You know.
oh,
It's just-
yeah.
it's
Who
just-
eats a salad? No, you eat pho in the wintertime.
We eat noodle soup.
Noodle soup, dude. It's I'm telling you, it's fall fuels me, and my runs fuel me. So I mean, it's like I said, that's crazy.
You can eat the pho if you run a lot. Lots of carbs. You need lots of carbs for that
Yeah.
shit.
Anybody ask any questions on the
Somebody
Facebook?
Any
wanted to know,
questions?
somebody
Any
Andy
questions?
Bukowski wanted to know something.
Yes, he wants to know. He wants to know about my Bimini twist and who taught me how to cast. I think I read that earlier. And Andy, just to let you know, the way I cast, I cast like a girl.
So I cast like a girl.
And the Bimini twist, that was thanks to Neil Cho, NTKG. So
NTKG.
NTK, dude, Neil's.
I hadn't seen Neil in. It had probably been like 3 or 4 years.
Right. Neil
And
is,
I was not the first time I went shad fishing, not this year, but the year before.
Right.
I hadn't been, I hadn't seen Neil in years. I'm in the river in the James shad fishing, and from the shore I hear, "Yo, is that Lee?"
Not Lee. That's
Oh,
Neil.
What's
That's
up, Neil?
Neil with his mask
I know
on.
exactly who he is because I
Yeah.
the day I met Kevin was because of Neil and Rick because I had met them on the pier, and that's literally how I met Kevin, and then it
Hey
just started
Neil,
with a
you
post
got
on
an
Facebook.
episode about you right now. It's 30 seconds of Neil talk. So your head got just bigger just for a second.
I don't know that can happen.
No. His head's pretty
The
big.
motherfucker's
already.
floating like a balloon.
Yeah. I do want to say that the people that I like to fish with, is that okay to say?
Yeah.
It's classic rockfish. Thank you, Kev. Thank you, Beth.
Those people are awesome. They do lots of. If you don't follow this, is it Cinewick or Cinevic? Cinewicks on Facebook. Their fishing reports are great. They
are.
Don't leave out details.
They don't.
You know what I mean? What baits they're using, what they're catching stuff on. They put good reports out there. So
Spot burner. I'm just kidding. Classic.
they don't. I've not said that
Nah,
they put a
I'm
spot out there.
just joking.
They just
I'm
baits
just
and
joking.
styles. They're really good.
Matt Ellis, Johnny B. Yes, I I do.
Skunk ape.
I skunk ape. I do a little
The
commercial.
skunk ape.
I do a little commercial fishing with him.
Yeah.
So he taught me a lot. One of the better guys to fish with. He's quiet in the beginning, but dude, he's funny as shit.
Just talk to him in the tackle shop all the
Yes. Hydrologic. That's you, Chris.
Chris Martin, right?
Chris O'Brien.
Chris O'Brien.
Your buddy Austin talked about him last time.
And Trip Fishes. That's the guy Trip Fishes with on Mondays.
Okay.
When he's not mowing grasses.
Yeah. Chris, you got a shout out, and especially Julie B, Julie Ball.
Dude, that is I will tell you one thing, that is a pretty boat.
That is an awesome
The berth
boat.
on that thing, the way it looks like it.
Yeah,
it's in. Did we go to
Wait, she hasn't asked you to go fishing yet? What's up with that? She fishing
boats,
too.
man.
I know you
boats.
don't. Dude, she can mother boat you. Okay.
She can put. Yeah, dude, that thing is awesome. She's got one of those sweet Carolina hulls that kind of comes out of the water
Yes.
and then it kind of bulbs out
Right,
and then
right.
flares. I mean, she's got a lot of room inside that thing. It's nice.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on it, but it looks. It's a beautiful looking boat.
Lee, not saying that I've been on it, but I've been on it.
Yeah, I mean, when you say you fish on that boat, that's nice.
I'm your classic.
The only time I
am
ever
your
fished
classic
with-
boat fisher.
that's what
I
I'm
am
saying.
your
This is the
classic
dude. This is the
boat
guy.
fisherman.
He has people call like anybody like you need a ride tomorrow.
Okay, I'm there.
I'm in. I go.
I'm there.
I go. I did that a bunch. I mean, that's how I fish with a lot of guys I fish with.
That's the thing. I mean, if once you say I'm not going to do this kind of fishing, you know what? You limit yourself. I love to fish.
That's
I
why
don't
my
care.
buddy Jimmy hit me up. Jimmy hit me up, and he's like, "You want to go tuna marlin fishing tomorrow?"
Do it.
I love marlin fishing. My luck at the canyons and offshore has been so bad for the past few years. I'm not even dragging that shit. I'm not gonna take off work to ruin his day. Fuck that. He can go out there and catch 10 or 12. Now I'm good, because if I went out there, he wouldn't catch shit.
Yeah.
My luck has been that bad that if I take off work to go with him tomorrow, he won't catch a fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm just, so, at this point, until my feeling about that whole going offshore to try and marlin fish gets better, I won't go.
It's just you.
If I feel like I'm gonna bring bad luck to you, I ain't going.
Yeah. You've had.
Fuck it, I'll stay at home.
That string of bad stuff.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like the last time I went white marlin fishing, I was under the boat getting fucking rope off of a rudder on a 50-foot or 40-some foot.
When you
Hatteras.
marlin
Nah,
fish,
fuck that.
what are you using a spinner?
No, we white marlin fish with fucking whatever. Who's that? I don't have any white marlin tackle.
I'm gonna
20,
use. I'm
20,
using.
20,
I want to
25.
cast out to them this year. I'm gonna use.
Dude, fuck that. Find them on the bait balls and throw a live finger mullet at them.
Exactly.
Fuck what you heard. Throw your fucking.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use it.
You just need something. They're in 250 or 400 feet of water. 250 to 400 feet of water most of the time.
Right.
Just don't. All you need is that much line.
Yeah.
The most they're gonna do is swim straight down. If you're only gonna fight one at a time, that's all you need.
That's all I need. Okay.
Enough line for them to go straight down.
Okay. Real quick before we end the show, we're gonna do influences in my life, in my fishing life.
We could have done this at the beginning.
I know.
That's what we like.
Hey, Kev and Lee, you're definitely in the top five. Neil Cho, Mark Feltner, the bucket, Matt Ellis,
bucket.
the skunk ape, Beth, classic rockfish, Chris O'Brien,
Logic.
hydroponic. I'm just joking. I know it's hydrologic. Julie Ball, Jubilee, Rick Burnley, Kenneth Drum Dum Wilson. He knows who he is. PureandSurf.com. That's where I started. Hello,
Dude,
Pure and Surf.
Alan VB.
Alan
Search
Beebe.
for drum.
In search for drum.
I can't remember what the. My name was
Red rum. Red rum.
What?
Dread Rum.
Red Rum.
Dread Rum.
Oh my God.
Red rum.
Now I know who you are.
And I would just talk shit to people.
Yes. Exactly.
Me and a guy that really taught me how to drum fish, Mike Adams, for some
Oh my God,
reason.
Mike Adams.
For
dude,
some
he's the
reason,
shit.
Mike decided to come at me on the internet one day, and I just like bombed him on Pier and Surf. No disrespect to the guy. I don't know what he had against me, but
Do you know it was you?
I don't know.
He probably knows you.
In to win was who his
In
shit.
to win, yes, Mike. In to win. Come on,
He tried
September.
to catch the most.
Come on, September.
Yeah, he tried to catch the most drum.
He wants to be the man.
Everything.
He wants
tried
to be
catch
the man.
most, but he once I mean, dude, he got to be like 40, 50 years
Yes,
old. And
he got old.
Blake was bombing him, and Jason Carroll was bombing him. Zing Powell.
No.
Dude, Zing Powell would come up and catch 4. Kiefer would catch like 10 in a minute.
No. Who would?
Zing Powell's the funniest nickname ever
Yo,
for
Zing
anybody.
Kiefer would catch like 10 a day. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's just a funny nickname.
Freaking Zing Powell.
Dude, every
You know what?
time.
I know.
And
Zing-
his
Until
name
he
was,
told me, I
it
didn't know
worked
what it
out.
was.
It worked out because his name is Lee and my name is Lee.
Yes.
Right.
That's Lee Scarborough.
Yes. And
But yeah, Zing
But
Powell.
Lee, and then the funny
Pow!
thing,
Pow!
dude, because he would
Zing
slash so
Powell.
hard. And real quick, newcomers that I want to give shout outs to is
Shout out.
Head outs.
Like a rap show.
Shout outs. Hey,
Like
Eric
DJ
Barr,
Records.
yes.
Everett.
Eric Barr.
Birthday shout outs to.
Eric Myers, dude, thanks for taking us fishing. And Tucker Curran, your girlfriend's hot.
Yeah.
Burning out some title fish, bitches. That's all I want to say. That's it. I'm sorry. I just want to make this show fun.
Yeah. It's fun. Dude, we had a lot of fun. This is fun as fuck, dude. We love doing this show.
Yeah.
We just hope people are less. A lot less people are watching
Going
it
up
now
and
than it's
down.
starting.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 9, 10 people get in and out, and people
Yeah.
will watch it more when it comes on. You know, everybody.
Oh yeah, and people watch it once it gets on YouTube.
Yeah.
You make me-
Any more
you make me
live?
buzz.
Any more live questions?
I think that was the only one regarding freaking Amy.
Yeah, people have stopped asking us questions. They need to ask us more questions, man.
That's why I try to do it. It seems like definitely doing the podcast link right before the show seems to get more viewers because I think people forget about it from the morning. But yeah, we'll get more people asking
Yeah,
questions.
I'm right. That's a nice short.
What was that?
July 1st. Off the beach. Here, or near here. Jesse?
Jesse Lockowitz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice shark.
Mr. Freaking.
That's like a keeper black tip, basically. I mean, if you wanted to keep it,
6'5".
it's close.
Yeah, it's a nice fish.
It's close. Yeah.
Yes, we're Facebooking, bitches. What are you gonna say?
I'm on Facebook.
What are you gonna say, yo? We're like drinking Rich Tribe and Facebooking.
Oh, anytime on Facebook, if you got any questions for us live, if you're watching live, you can always post on the thread. Usually on my page, that's.
I try and share it, but sometimes I don't. You know what I mean?
It's
It depends on whether I see it or not.
Well, it's
Yeah.
usually kind of automatically shared to you because.
Oh yeah, it shows me, and then
tag-
once you tag me in it, there's really no sense in me sharing it, but I
Yeah,
do sometimes.
Yeah. but if you go on there, you can ask questions live.
Because all of our friends are mutual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just want to say that I wish we had more beer.
We do have more
Yeah,
beer.
more beer.
I have more beer in the truck.
I have more beer upstairs. I
I
have a fridge right upstairs.
I have a cooler in my truck with more beer. Rich Tribe. Kevin, I wish you drank more beer.
I
He
used
doesn't
to drink,
drink
man.
beer?
I know you
used to
don't.
drink. And I lost the taste for it.
I've
It's-
lost the taste for it too.
It was weird.
It's like-
I lost the
Weird.
taste. I'm out. I can't taste it anymore.
I'm just you're making me crazy, right? The Rich Tribe, y'all. Just saying.
So I went mahi fishing this weekend. That was fucking awesome.
Ah!
Dude, I'd lay in bed at night before I go to bed and I just think about that thing like throwing my sea bass bait all
Yeah.
through the fucking. Not even the ones I caught. I don't even think about the ones I caught.
Yeah.
I think about like what caused that.
Right. Well,
The cause of that was that one just skying out of the water with my throwing my sea bass bait
Wait,
around.
how many overall did you end up catching?
We
you
caught-
got two flounder. How many sea bass?
We caught we kept 2 flounder.
2 flounder.
We caught 2 and kept 2 flounder. We didn't catch any throwbacks. I don't know how many sea bass we caught. We kept 6. But we didn't keep anything under 3 pounds.
10 or so or whatever. You caught a lot more than that.
No, I
sea
mean we
bass.
caught a bunch like this while I was drifting around while Rick was rigging up the ballyhoos. He was tying the ballyhoos and stuff, not rigging the ballyhoos but he was tying the leaders and stuff up to the rods, and I would just drift across the wreck and drift. I mean, I just know I was gonna catch small sea bass because once you start catching the small ones, that's what you're gonna
Yes.
catch. But I caught a bunch of them.
But these are like 13 inchers. I mean, they're not
keepers.
Just
13
keepers.
inchers.
Just
yeah,
keepers, yeah.
throwing them back.
Fish
Yeah.
sandwiches.
We kept 3
And at that
pounders.
depth, they're swimming that down easy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They're not blown up.
Yeah. A couple look weird, but then they like flipped and turned down. We didn't see any just drift off. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we kept 5 or 6, maybe 7.
And then how many
But they were like 3 pounds. We caught 3 gaffers and a baler, so 4.
Four.
We lost a baler on the hook, and then we had several other
Baler
short bites
is
while we were.
this
It was
big.
about 5 pounds. I mean, it was
What's
a
5
big
pounds?
baler.
But,
You know what I mean?
Because dolphin are so skinny.
They're skinny and wide. He was like probably like that. You know?
It's hard to, yeah.
Yeah. And then the gaffers we caught were like.
Right. Baler for
I
people
would
who
make
don't
a gaffer
know.
look humongous. As small as I am.
Yeah, baler is like basically you bail them
We
in.
grabbed the
by
line and
leader.
threw him in the boat.
Gaffer is too big to do that.
yeah,
you gotta
too-
gaff 'em. What's the next size up than that?
Oh.
No, that's the biggest.
That's-
What's the size lower? Peanut or whatever?
They call it peanut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut dolphin or
Smalls,
whatever.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I mean, of course, they call the big ones slammers too. The
Slammers.
real big ones slammers.
Or bulls.
Or bull. Yeah.
Pounders and shit.
Which is funny.
I mean, the bulls are just males, and the two
heads.
that Rick and I had on the double were males, and they came like together.
Huh.
You know what I mean? They were right there
Right.
together. One hit the plug and
Was
one hit
that,
the
was that the
valley.
one that Shane blew up the post on with the picture of the fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Shane, I hate you, dude. I'm telling you that right now. I hate you.
That's just
You
fucking
shouldn't be here
hilarious.
right now.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Roundhouse.
He was doing that. He was doing the. I'm gonna attack everybody's threads.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
I texted Lee. It's like I'm gonna wait till I got a yoga post. I'm gonna wait till the morning. I'm gonna wait. He's gonna fly it up.
No. Dude, Shane is one of the people that I just met, fished with him offshore, caught some nice.
I haven't fished with him, but I mean, he seems like a nice dude. We've talked, you know.
Shane is good people. I just wanted to let you know.
I figured that was
There's
him
lots
today
of
when he
guys
came
around
out.
here. Yeah, and he was yelling at Kevin today.
He was gonna cuckoo.
I just want to say that. I mean, Shane's not here. He can't speak for himself, but he's good people. I fished with him for 10 hours, and he's really good people.
Oh, at that point, you just started with Ken.
Yeah. Oh, really? Really? Ken, really?
Fuck, man. Do we leave the dock at 3:15 and we get to the dock back at like
Like 6, 7.
no 11?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 10:30, 11 at night.
And then,
Especially when we're offshore trolling or deep
Right,
dropping.
right.
Oh my god, dude! If Ken's going offshore, he leaves you are to be at the boat at 3:15. So he pulls off at 3:30. He trolls until he can't see a fucking thing behind that boat if he's trolling.
Right.
And then if he's got anything else going on, you got that going on until you get back in. Yeah, dude, I've been out like 3 o'clock in the morning till 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
that's my kind of fishing trip, though.
Oh my god, dude. You get back
I'm surprised
you
I'm
get
still
back,
married.
I drive home and I just like fall out.
You're a zombie. You're driving like, I can't believe I'm actually.
And there's no drink. I mean, we don't drink in. We just drink in podcasts. We don't drink in fish.
You can't.
I don't drink in fish.
With kayaks, we don't drink fish. Anyway.
Guilty.
I don't even drink in fish on the boat.
No, I when I'm serious fishing, I won't drink.
I'll drink on the way in. I have a beer or two on the way in.
Ah,
but,
no.
I mean, if I'm going offshore, I have a 12-pack on the way in.
No. And people that fish with me know that. Yeah, depending on my mood, I won't drink while I'm fishing because it just takes away. You lose
You
your
lose your quickness.
Yeah.
quickness.
You lose your edge.
Your edge.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if it's one of those days where it's fucking shitty and the only thing you have is a beer,
we'll wrap it
I'm gonna get so. I'm gonna resist. Other than that, no. I mean, drinking, fishing is bad. Now, if you're beach fishing, that's totally different. That's a totally different animal.
Waiting for the clicker.
Exactly.
Right.
And make sure it's not your birthday, because I will steal your last spot head and your last Bud Light. I have no problem doing that. I mean,
That's
leave your
right.
shit unlocked. I'm taking it. I'm taking
Unlock
it.
coolers, mullet coming out.
Hey! I know what bait
approaching it.
looks like
Yeah, we're
too.
getting
So
We'll wrap it up.
we're wrapping it up.
Wrapping up.
Hey,
We
dude.
go.
Hey,
This is fucking awesome,
Thank you,
man.
Al.
We'll do it
Awesome.
again.
Fuck yeah, man.
And next time, maybe we'll get Shane in here.
Yeah, that'll be
Whatever.
cool. Yeah,
we're trying
we
to
can
get.
do- we
We're
can
trying
do
to
four
get like
easily.
Shane and Pete in this motherfucker.
Shane and Pete. Oh, Brett.
Yeah, but the only thing is, we're gonna have to do a show at like 9 o'clock in the morning because Pete be getting wasted. So.
Hey, you know what? I'm picking with that guy. I want to be here for that show.
Might be one of those party shows where you just
I want
like
to be with
camera
that
in the
show.
corner and
I
then
want to be with that
just
show.
hanging from that hook up there.
I want to be with
Hang
that
the camera from that hook up there.
show. Guilty.
That would be hilarious, dude. That guy is awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll get them in
This
there.
was fun.
It was fun.
Definitely.
We
Definitely.
definitely get
I,
shaded.
I knew it'd be good being here because you're fun anyway, so I knew it'd be good.
Just a little bit.
Jeez.
He fishes every fucking day anyway.
Oh, shut up! I have to work, man. I have to make money to fish.
I know people always go, oh, I thought you were, when they see me at
Yeah,
work, oh,
yeah.
I thought you were out fishing. I was like, man, I gotta pay the bill.
You gotta pay the bills, dude.
Yeah, they don't.
Dude, I didn't hit the Mega Millions yet.
You know?
When I
That's
do,
what I'm
bitches will be fishing.
saying,
I already know 2 people will be taking fishing with me. Here's $1 million. Here, go fishing for a year.
yeah. Cool. All right.
We paid Pavarama to come fishing with him.
Oh.
All
Where's he at, yo?
Well, why didn't he show up?
Why didn't he show up, bitches?
right. So Al Avendano.
Is that Avendano? That's it.
That's right.
That's
that
right.
It is.
That's right.
That's
Al
right.
Avendano.
That's right. Let's drink it up, yo. Awesome.
All right, folks. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and thank you to Yak Attack for our sponsor. It's yakattack.us. Later.